For so many years and for so many families, Providence Hospice of Seattle and Safe Crossings Foundation have brought comfort in times of grief. With Stepping Stones providing hospice and palliative care, and Safe Crossings, a children's grief support program. Hope and healing are at the heart of our mission, a mission lived out with every family we serve.
She was a great mom and she was very active in the preschool.
A great mother is how Lee Carswell wants his daughters Rita and Zola to remember their mom.
Keeping Jenny's story fresh and alive is really something that I've tried to do. And then that was Zola's first birthday. Look at all her hair. She was amazing. When it came down to it, she was a tenacious lady.
Jenny was in her early 20s and newly married when her life suddenly changed.
Our second summer after we were married, she had a big seizure, and they actually identified that she had a brain tumor at that point.
At first, Jenny responded well to treatments, so with youth and optimism on their side, Lee and Jenny started a family.
During her pregnancy with Zola, the tumor came back.
In and out of remission, Jenny stayed strong for her little girls.
My name is Zola. I'm 4.
My name is Rita, and I'm 7 years old.
I'm allergic to cameras.
Oh my God.
As the end of her life approached, Jenny knew the entire family needed support.
When Providence Hospice got involved, they immediately put us into contact with Safe Crossings. And then Lulu, who was our counselor, would come by every Friday, sometimes twice a week, and just do activities with the kids and with Jenny. Jenny actually made it to her birthday on April 29th, and then the morning after she passed away.
Well, it's actually really sad when she died, and I was with Lulu that time.
The bond between Lulu and the girls, especially Rita, continues today.
She helped me a lot of remembering Mom and I made a memory book. It really did help. I mean, this was Lulu.
For Lee and his little girls, Safe Crossings created a safety net woven with love.
They really saved us as a family.
Like all expectant parents, Jamie and Paul Gerber were excited about their first pregnancy. But early on, there were signs that something might be wrong.
The second trimester sonogram at 20 weeks or so, they found some abnormalities.
Once their baby was born, Jamie, who's also a physician, was now a frightened new mother.
She was weak, having trouble breathing, and that's the thing you have to do when you're born, you have to breathe.
Jamie and Paul were told their daughter had a rare neurological disorder. Beyond that, the doctors knew nothing more. But one thing was very clear: their baby girl was failing to thrive.
We were faced with our daughter dying.
The Stepping Stones team was at the hospital to walk those final days with Jamie and Paul.
Providence Hospice did help us with that transition and feeling comfortable with making the decision we made to take Eliana off the ventilator. Eliana passed away in February of 2010, so she was 5 months old.
Several months later, Jamie was pregnant. This time, they were cautiously optimistic. All the prenatal tests appeared to be good until a neurologist did brain scans and gave his diagnosis.
I hate to tell you this, but I think this baby has the same thing that your first daughter has.
Once their daughter was born, it seemed like maybe, just maybe, she'd be okay.
We were excited because when she was born, I remember she was stronger. She cried. I remember hearing her cry. And I remember that she didn't have to go to the ICU. Like, she stayed with us in the delivery room. So we were just so excited.
The excitement was short-lived. Within days, a shared rare symptom is discovered.
And he looked at them and he said, "I see cataracts in both eyes." And that's when our hearts sunk. That's when we knew she had the same thing that Eliana did.
Devastated but determined, Jamie and Paul decided to bring their little girl home, but they would need help.
And without hospice, we couldn't have brought her home.
And when it was time, stepping stones held the family together.
The morning she died, I remember we were holding Leah in her room, and it looked like she was nearing the end. And I remember we called one of the nurses. We called them, and they were just there. They were present. They were just in the house, but they gave us our privacy to be with Leah.
It really was the perfect balance of us having privacy and also us getting the support that we needed.
My brother Steven, I was very young when he died, so I don't have any memories of him.
Besides his older sister, Erin, Grant had one brother who died when Grant was only 2.
It's pretty hard because I've always wanted a brother, just a good friend, a really, insightful person.
Even though Grant had few memories of his brother, he continued to grieve the loss. His parents decided to send him to Camp Erin.
When I went to Camp Erin, I felt like, okay, there's no one else in this, world that knows how I feel.
Not long into the weekend, all of that changed for Grant.
Life is real, stuff does happen, things happen, you can get over it, you can still have fun, you can be around people that actually have had stuff happen and they understand.
Grant would need everything he learned at Camp Erin. Not long after, his older sister would be gone.
While she was up at school, she took her life. Came out of nowhere. We weren't expecting it. And it hit us all really hard. He was very blindsided by this. We all were blindsided by it.
While Beth struggled with her own profound loss, she agonized over her only child.
It was just a completely different experience. It was like, I couldn't sleep for days, had trouble eating, I didn't want to go talk to anyone, I just wanted to be alone.
I didn't feel I was a good parent to Grant. I couldn't be a person for myself. I couldn't keep myself standing up, let alone stand up for Grant.
Beth reached out to Safe Crossings, and they took her hand.
Right away, she sent me the application for Camp Erin, and I knew it was going to be a good place for him and that he was going to learn to deal with some of this grief, learn some tools.
As a teen, I could not understand why my sister would do this. I was taken over by grief. And then when I got to camp, it was just amazing. I could share openly and I could feel okay about it. That they have the same issues, but they're still happy. They have friends, and it's just a very good, welcoming environment.
With your help, Stepping Stones, Safe Crossings, and Camp Erin will be there to give comfort, peace, and solace to more children and families in need. And for your generosity, their gratitude is immeasurable.
Thank you for supporting Safe Crossings and Camp Erin.
Thank you, Providence Hospice.
Thank you, Safe Crossings.
Thank you.
Thank you.